Hello fans, welcome back to my YouTube channel, my Princess channel. Okay, today I want to talk about the counseling children and adolescents. Who is a child? First of all, a child is any person between the age of under the age of 18 years, and an adolescent it's that from 9 to 18. So how will you counsel your child at 5? And how will you counsel your child who is at maybe 11, 12 to 18? Okay, let me start by counseling the child at the age of 9, from 9 to maybe 3, because that's where children can understand things. First of all, when counseling those children, you will have to gather some materials. For example, writing materials, because you will have to write, and they'll also have to write so that they can explain what they are writing. What do I mean? I mean, for example, you have a child who is traumatized. Maybe from school, he or she is bullied by fellow pupils, and he's so traumatized and can't speak about it because they don't know how to frame, or maybe they were threatened. If they talk about it, they would be beaten, and so they are afraid. So you will have to give them some materials. For example, a piece of paper and a pencil and some colors, crayons that is. So you will ask them to draw what they think of. You'll get a child drawing maybe a boy and a girl, or maybe a teacher. And now, after the drawing, you will take the piece of paper and then ask him or her to describe what he has written. Maybe he will tell you, this is my friend, let's give him the name Peter or Mary. And after that, you will have to ask them what's the reason as to why you've drawn this. They'll explain to you, and that's where you will have to get what the child is going through. For example, they'll tell you, I drew this person, maybe Peter, playing ball because he's my friend. We do play ball with him, and this is what he does to me during the game. So you'll have to ask him many questions like, why does he do that, or when does he do that, or how does he do that? And that's where the child will start explaining. Okay, I'll give you a brief story. There's a girl who was in class 4, yeah. So the girl, on her way to school, she used to pass near a certain butchery. It was near to her school. So one day, the butcherman called her and he wanted her to offer sex. So the girl was afraid because she has never heard of something like that. And the butcherman threatened the child that if you don't offer, I'll butcher you. Or if you offer and go tell your parents, I'll butcher you to the next day when you're coming to school. So the girl had no option than to offer sex. So it happened for several days that the child was afraid. She even was afraid to go to school every day. She used to cry in the morning before leaving home for school. And the parents didn't understand. So they had to punish the child and tell her to go to school because she had not told them about the situation she was passing through. So the child used to go and fail to go to school because she's afraid of passing through the room that the butcherman used to wait her. So the girl used to go and stay at some place. Then in the evening, she go home, and the parents couldn't know that she was not at school. So the teacher called the parent one day, told her that the girl has not been to school for 1 week. The girl was called, and she came, still didn't explain why she was not coming to school. And so the parents and the teachers decided to punish her because they thought that it's influence maybe from the other kids, that they told her that she shouldn't go to school. Maybe they were going to play with the child during school time. But the child still didn't say. She was traumatized. She went through a lot. So the mother so that the baby is not changing, she decided to take the child for therapy. She went, and the counselor dealt with the child accordingly. So she was given some pieces of paper to write on, and she drew a butcherman, and again she drew a knife. So she was asked to explain what she had drawn. She explained that this is the butcherman who lives near our school, and he uses to threaten me that he will butcher me with this knife if I don't do this and this. And that's where the parents realized that the child was going through a lot, and she was so much traumatized. So they had to talk to the child, tell her that was just a threat, and show her that they'll talk to butcherman so that she couldn't be afraid anymore. Okay, the decision that her parents had taken, beating the child, is okay. I know I've also been beaten because of several mistakes, but the parent should also take time to understand. Dear parent, please, let me take this time to address you. You should take time to understand your child, that not beating her before hearing a side of story. You know, there's some parents that are told stories about their children, and they don't take time to ask their children about it. They just beat them, thinking that children are always wrong, and that's so wrong. So parents should rectify on that. You should have time to listen to your children, have time to talk to them about many things, and that's where the children will be so much open to you. Okay, let's go to the part of counseling the adolescent. Again, I'll give you a story. There's a girl who was, I think she lived with the grandmother, and the grandmother and the grandfather, yeah. So her parents used to live far away from the country, and so the child, because the girl was schooling, she had to go to live with her grandmother. So the grandfather asked the girl to offer sex one day. So the child couldn't do that because that was her grandmother, her grandfather, I mean, and he was so old, of course, and the girl she just couldn't do that. So the grandfather threatened her that if you don't do this, I'll chase you away from home, and again not take you to school, not care for you, you'll go to your mother. And of course she couldn't make it to go to where the mother was. So the girl had to do that, and by bad luck, or maybe bad luck, she got pregnant. And so the girl couldn't say that to the grandmother or to the parents. She just kept it for herself. Now it came to a point that she refused to go to school. She refused to talk to anyone in the family. She was just staying solo. And the aunt lived near. The aunt decided to take her for therapy. So the therapist decided to talk to the girl that, okay, when doing therapy for such people, you should not do it with someone else. It should be you and the client, so that the client will feel free and feel to open. So the therapist decided to do the therapy well to the girl, and the girl disclosed everything. Of course, that was because of the relationship built with the counselor. So the girl felt so free and free to talk, and the counselor obviously should promise not to disclose the secret to anyone unless if need be. So the girl disclosed, but again they decided to tell the parents because that's the only point she could be helped. So after the parents were told, the girl was asked to go to up country where the parents lived. What do we learn from the two stories? We learned that parents should be so close to their children so that they talk to them more about what they are passing through in life. Fans, thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, and if possible, share. See See you next time. Love you.